Hello everyone. We will now continue to discuss on the components of the GMP. We will continue to component number 6, the quality control. The quality control departments must be independent from other departments to avoid any biased decisions. This QC department must be under the authority of qualified person. The QC personnel may have access to all production areas to allow sampling and investigative activities. Important documents such as the specifications, procedures, testing reports, validations records must be readily available to the QC lab. Meanwhile, all sampling-related activities must be carried out according to the written procedures. All testing methods used must be validated. And the results obtained from the testing must be recorded in details. All reagents used in the analysis must be properly labeled. It is also important to establish an ongoing stability program of the products that have been marketed. The stability study should be carried out throughout the shelf life of the product. Besides that, any technical transfer of testing methods from other labs must be described in a detailed manner. The seventh component of the GMP is on the outsource activity. Any outsource activity must be defined, agreed and properly controlled. A clear contract must be written between the contract giver and the contract acceptor. This contract must clearly establish their roles and responsibilities. All records related to the outsource activity must be available to the contract giver. The contract must also state that the contract giver should be able to audit the outsourced activities. The contract giver or the manufacturing organization must assess the legality and the competency of the appointed contract acceptor. The contract giver must also review the performance of the task given to the contract acceptor. Meanwhile, the contract acceptor must be able to carry out the task ordered by the contract giver and must not subcontract to a third party. There shouldn't be any unauthorized changes. The contract acceptor also must understand that they may be subjected to inspection by the organization. The eighth component is regarding the complaints and product recall. In order to protect public and animal health, a system and appropriate procedures should be in place to record, assess, investigate and review complaints that might address the potential quality defects. The following matters needed to be addressed during investigation. The description of the quality defect. The extent of the defect. The severity of the quality defect based on the assessment of the risk. This can be done by reviewing batch production record or the certification and distribution records. Whether there is a need to request for sample return from complainant. Decision whether to do product recall and its effect towards other consumers. Identification of potential root cause of the defect. The need for corrective and preventive actions or CAPA. In a manufacturing company, especially those from the medicinal and food industry, the managements must be prepared with any possibilities of product recall. There must be a clear written procedure on how to handle recall operation if there is any urgency to do so. The organization also must be able to initiate prompt recall operation if there is the need. All ongoing recall activity must be recorded. Information on all distribution network must be readily available to enable efficient product recall. The recalled products must be clearly identified and stored separately during the investigation. One of the important issues to consider is the effect of the recall operation on the availability of the in the market. Shortage of supply could occur if the recalled product is a critical medicine without any alternatives. Thus, careful assessment and evaluation on the decision to recall a product must be carefully evaluated. This, however, must be assessed case by case and consulted with the competent authority. And finally, the ninth component is regarding the self-inspection. The organization must conduct self-inspection from time to time to ensure the conformity towards GMP principles. The self-inspection should be carried out in an independent manner by a competent person from the company. The appointment of external audits may also be considered. And as always, all the inspection activities must be recorded and proposed for corrective actions if there is any deviations. Statements on the actions taken for corrective actions should also be recorded. Well, we have reached the end of topic 5, the GLP and GMP series. Please do not hesitate to contact me if you have any questions. Thanks.